Alright, hey you guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Akira and this is going to be my very first video. So as you can tell, I'm going to be doing a create a sim. I am creating her for my new gameplay that I am about to start. And by the way, just a little PS, if I stutter a lot or if I pronounce words wrong or anything like that, I am so sorry. This is my very first time talking to a mic and looking at a screen and hoping and praying that the sound comes out right. So yeah, this is a little bit awkward and new to me, as you can tell. So just be nice. So yeah, I am right now, as you can see in the video, I am creating a sim and her name is Jane Carter. We are going to be doing a challenge with her. She came out very cute. I did struggle a bit. But before we start getting into like the description of the sim and the challenge that we're going to be doing, let's just talk a little bit and, get to know each other, fill each other out, see what the vibe is, all of that good stuff. So like I was saying, my name is Akira. I am 21 years old and I've always wanted to start a gaming channel, or a Sims 4 gaming channel to be exact. And I just never had like the right equipment. I've never had like a good enough computer to be able to play it on. And so now that I do, because I recently just built me a PC, so now that I finally do and I have everything that's needed and necessary to start it, as you can tell, I am starting it and I am so excited because this has just been something I've always wanted to do. I remember when I was a kid, I used to play The Sims on the PlayStation 2. I've been playing The Sims for a long time. I think my all-time favorite Sims that have ever came out is probably Sims 2, because it's just so much like detail. The only thing like with The Sims 2 is that I wish the graphics were better. If they'd update the graphics on The Sims 2, I would definitely play it because there was just so much little detail to everything and it was so much more realistic than The Sims 4. I feel like The Sims 4 is just like a chopped up, like it's not even a chopped up version of The Sims 2 or The Sims 3. Like they took a lot of stuff out and I don't understand why, because everything that was in The Sims 2 and The Sims 3 was really good. Like there could be so much gameplay stuff that you could do with those because of like how much detail it was and how like realistic it was. Besides, like The Sims 3 isn't like that and The Sims 4 isn't like that, which is kind of sad, but don't throw a fit or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I've always wanted to start a Sims 4 channel and I am finally having the opportunity to do that. So that is what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, but let's get into like the sim. So like I said, her name is Jane Carter. She's going to be my sim for the challenge we're going to be doing, which I'm going to talk more about that after I'll tell you guys a little bit about her traits and all of that stuff. So when I was creating the sim, I had such a hard time creating her. Like I tried to do a whole different like style and aesthetic and go for something completely different than what I would normally do with my sims. And the very first outfit for her everyday wear, you guys will see, but the very first outfit for her everyday wear is something that I would normally put on my sims, but all the rest of the outfits are completely different from the usual style that I go for. I wouldn't say that like my style is one category. I kind of just pick whatever is cute. I feel like the things that I picked for her are cute, but it's just a little bit different than what I'm normally picking for my sims. So I did struggle with that. I definitely struggled with like choosing a hair. And I know you guys are probably like, how can you struggle with choosing a hair when you have all those different hairstyles? But for me, it's like I have all these hairs and I feel like I had absolutely no hair for her. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just backward and crazy, but whatever. So I had a hard time picking a hairstyle. I had a hard time picking brows. I don't know what was up with me today, but I just had a hard time picking everything apparently, from her brows to her hair to her outfit to the freaking lashes. I mean, it was all just like a mess. Even her eyes, I changed her eyes. I changed her eye color. I changed her eye shape. I changed her freaking what else did I change? Her eye shape. Oh God, okay, whatever. I guess I can't talk all of a sudden, but yeah, I had a hard time creating the sim. She did turn out pretty cute, just a little bit different than what I'm used to, but that's what I was going for anyways. And I just hope you guys think she's as cute as I think she is. So yeah, let's get into her traits. So for her aspiration, I am probably going to go in and change that when I do my very first episode of this gameplay, because I did not realize when I read the instructions that we would need that aspiration for a different generation. So I am going to go in and change that, but I made her a chef. I gave her like the chef generation, or not generation, the chef aspiration. So we are going to end up changing that. She is going to be a foodie, outgoing. I gave her a zodiac sign, which is Pisces. I made her an outdoor lover, and she has trust issues because I wanted to give her at least like one questionable trait that'll make it like a little bit more interesting, not too boring. I wanted to keep the gameplay fun and all of that stuff. So yeah, Jane is such a cutie. We don't have a story for her just yet. I have like a few different ideas of like storylines that I want to go for her. I don't know if I like want her to have a house or like a house that was passed down from her grandparents or her parents or something. Maybe her parents died, or maybe her parents are alive, but they knew that she want like they don't approve of like the career path that she's going down because they don't think that you can really make a career out of that. They wanted her to go into something like business or something like that. But I'm not completely sure which direction I'm going to go in with that just yet. But that's just like what I'm looking at. So, yeah, maybe or maybe we're going to make her homeless and she has to, work for everything. I'm definitely going to make her work for everything for sure. But yeah, we can start talking about like which challenge I decided to do and why I decided to do it. So I chose the Joy of Life challenge by Simloon. I'm not sure if I pronounced her name right, so I'm so sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. But yeah, I decided to go with this challenge because I seen another YouTuber do it and it looked like so much fun. It looked like it had drama to it. It looked like it had some struggle to it, which is exactly what I'm looking for. When I play The Sims, I like to make my Sims struggle. I like to make them start out with completely nothing and just work their way to the top, because I feel like once you start off with a lot of money and you cheat for them to have a lot of money, it just makes the gameplay boring. It doesn't really give it much character or anything like that. So, yeah. So, let's read the description of the Joy of Life challenge. So, it says the Joy of Life challenge lets players try out different aspects of the game while still leaving a bit of it to their imagination for storytelling purposes. This is meant to act as an optional guide rather than you having to follow this to a T. So, she did link down below a bunch of mods that you're going to need for the gameplay, which is really good. So I can get on downloading them. I probably am going to play like a little bit of her just so that I can get it started and, add some storytelling and some character to her and all of that other stuff. So it now then says, feel free to skip any generations or ignore some of the requirements for generations as you see fit, since some do use packs. Just change the story up however you like. Don't panic if you don't complete the goals. This is meant to be fun. So I am going to try to complete for this series. I was looking through all the generations that she have, and there's quite a bit. So I think I'm going to try to complete 5 max, but I'm going to try to do 10. 5 max, but 10 is pushing it. So that's what I'm going to try to complete. Usually when I like create a sim family that I really like, and if I get attached to them, I'll play for generations on. But if I get bored with them, I usually don't. So we'll just see how like this gameplay goes and see if I end up falling in love with the family that she's probably going to create and all this other stuff. So it says, this challenge uses mods to create a hopefully unique experience for each player. All mods will be linked in their respective areas. If there's enough entrants, I can try to create a version of this challenge that doesn't require mods. It says no rules for you to follow, play how you want. I personally recommend avoiding using cheats whenever possible, but I'm not going to say you can. So I'm definitely going to try not to use any cheats, none of the UI cheats or anything like that. But, I don't really use cheats like that too much anyway, so I should be completely fine. It says, if you have the Growing Together expansion pack, I recommend keeping a token of each generation inside the keepsake box that you can pass down between generations. You could also probably achieve this with any item in the game that has a storage system, or just keeping the tokens in your family inventory. This comes in handy in a few generations. Okay, it says only one of the generations requires you to obtain collectibles. However, if you want to, you could complete collections that are related to each generation. Okay, now let's get into generation 1, which is going to be our sim that we have here, which is going to be Jane's generation. So it says generation 1, the baking extraordinaire. There was a warmth and coziness in rolling out dough, mixing up frosting, creating masterpieces with a piping bag. Most of your days are spent whipping up new creations in the kitchen, enjoying the smell of a delicious apple pie baking in the oven. Your dream of having everyone know your name and saying their cupcakes are the best I've ever had. So for aspirations, you were able to pick any aspiration that you wanted. Traits, you had to have the foodie trait, which she has, and then for the rest, you could either roll, randomize, or pick the rest. And then it says buy the marketable reward trait. So the skills would be baking. I did already pick 2 likes for her, which was baking and cooking, but I'm probably going to take the cooking one off and let her like figure out if that's something she likes. And then it says sell your baked goods, whether that be through bake sales in your front yard or creating your very own bakery. You can buy a bakery building sell from home. It's up to you. Optional. Reach level 10 in the baker career mod. Oh yeah, so there is a mod where you can have like a live-in business where you can like live in your house and have like run a restaurant or something like that. I'm probably gonna think about doing something like that because if you know, you know, but running a restaurant in The Sims 4 is like nearly impossible. I hate doing it. I've done it once and I haven't been back. So yeah, it says reach level 10 in the baker career. Blind dates are your best friend this generation. You must have a child with someone you go on a blind date with, accidental pregnancy, or perhaps your sim got lucky in the romance department. I like that because if you know, you know. I like to make my sims mix and mingle. Most times, if it's like an intimate gameplay that I know I'm probably gonna like fall in love with the family, I usually always make my sim like the first guy she meets, she's marrying, which I hate doing, by the way. I always tell myself I'm going to do something completely different, but I never do. So this is definitely going to make me switch things up. Okay. It says you must have a child with someone you go on a blind date with, accidental pregnancy, or perhaps your sim got lucky in the romance department. You can marry said sim if you wish, but it is not required that you get married. So, like I was just saying, I always make my Sims get married to like the very first person that they meet. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to have her like get married or not. Maybe like she can be in love with 2 different guys and they can like fight over her or something, or maybe like she'll have a hookup with 2 different guys and get pregnant, but we don't know by which one, you know. Maybe make both of them get a DNA test. Like I think that'll spice things up too. It says bake something holiday themed for each major holiday. I recommend, and then she just named like a few different sim CC creators who create, you know, food and stuff like that, which is Little Bo Bub's, Granny's Cookbook, and or Oni's Food Mod for more options. And then it says throw the best parties for your children, full of yummy cakes and treats. And yeah, we can definitely do those things. It sounds like it's gonna be a pretty good first generation gameplay, so I guess we'll just see like what's to come like once we start the gameplay. I was reading like all the other generations, and there is like one generation that stuck out to me that sounded like so like it sounded like drama filled. It was generation 3 and generation 4. Like they just sounded like they had so much going on. I was just like, I cannot wait to make it to those generations because it had like it had a lot of character to the gameplay. Like it added so much storyline, so much stuff that could happen, so many different possibilities. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. And I hope you guys enjoy this series that is about to come, because I'm definitely looking forward to it. I can't wait to like actually start the gameplay. I am probably going to start the gameplay a little bit before I start recording, just so that I can get, the storyline created and everybody created and all this other stuff. I don't know if I want to kill her parents off or have her parents be alive. So I guess we'll just see what I decide to come up with during the very first episode. So yeah, this was just an introduction. I hope you guys, caught a vibe or whatever from me. And I hope you guys tune in to my new gameplay. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for the rest. Bye.